Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Janaballabha Girivardhari Yasodhanandana Rajajaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari 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 Jai Om Vishnu Pada Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Ashtotar Satashri A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Srila Prabhupada Ki Shri Shri Gaur Nitai Ki Shri Shri Krishna Balaram Ki Shri Shri Radha Shamasundar Lalita Vishaka Devis Ki Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Shri Mayapur Dham Ki Ganga Maya Ki Yamuna Maya Ki Tulasi Devaki Bhakti Devaki Harinama Sankirtan Ki Brihat Madanga Ki Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki Sri Jagannatha Mishra Mahamahoutsava Ki Jai Agor Premanandi. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namane Namaste Saraswate Devi Gaudavani Pracharine Nirvasesha Sunyavadi Astyachate Shatarine. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances in the service of Srila Prabhupada and this wonderful mission. Today is a glorious day. Today is the festival of Jagannatha Mishra. As probably all of us, or most of us, know, Jagannatha Mishra is the eternal father of the Lord. He appears in various forms to serve the Lord in various ways. So today we are honoring this festival Yesterday we had Gaur Purnima festival, and we were fasting until the evening, and some devotees may have fasted all the way through. Others of us broke the fast with Ekadashi Prasadam. And today, in Jagannath Mishra's festival, it's a very special event. In the Western world, this day is the first day of the, not in the Western world, in the Vaishnava world, it's the first day of our annual calendar, you could say, the Vaishnava calendar. In the West, on the first day of, I don't know if you do that in India, but in most Western countries, they used to do something called, you made some, some vow or something, New Year's resolution. I don't know if sometimes devotees talk about this in ISKCON, making your New Year's resolution. Unfortunately, many have probably stopped doing that because we found that we were not following those resolutions so easily. But still, it's a good meditation. So we're going to read now from Chaitanya Charitamrita, an unusual choice of verses, you could say. This is the Madhya Lila, chapter 3, text 203. It's not directly related to Jagannath Mishra's festival, but it's indirectly related, and hopefully we'll see that in a minute. Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Hare Krishna. With the blessings and kind hearts of His Holiness Bhakti Vaibhav Maharaj, Prithu Prabhu, Gopaswami Prabhu, and just now Bhakti Swayam Bhagavan Keshava Maharaj has arrived just this morning, and any God sisters, other devotees who kindly, with your blessings and your kind good wishes, we'll try to speak a few words this morning. So we'll repeat. Acharyara Shraddha Bhakti Griha Sampada Dhane Sakala Sapala Haila Prabhura Aradhane Acharyara Shraddha Bhakti Griya Sampada Dhane Sakala Sapala Haila Prabhura Aradhane Acharyara Shraddha Bhakti Griha Sampada Dhane Sakala Sapala Haila Prabhura Aradhane Acharyara Shraddha Bhakti Griha Sampada Dhane Sakala Sapala Haila Prabhura Aradhane Acharyara Shraddha Bhakti Griha Sampada Dhane Sakala Sabhala Haila Prabhuradane. Acharya Shraddha Bhakti Griha Sampadadane. Sakala Safala Haila Prabhuradane. Acharya Shraddha Bhakti Griha Sampadadane. Akala Sapala Haila Prabhuradane. Acharya Shraddha Bhakti Griha Sampadadane. Sakala Sabala Haila Prabhuradane. Acharya Shraddha Bhakti Griha Sampadadane. Sakala Sapala Haila Prabhuradane. Ladies, Acharya Bhakti Griha Sampadadane. Sakala Sapala Haila Prabhuradane. Acharya Shraddha Bhakti Griha Sampadadane. Sakala Sapala Haila Prabhuradane. Acharya of Advaita Acharya. Shraddha, faith, bhakti, devotion, griha, home, sampada, opulence, dhane, the wealth, sakala, all, sapala, successful, haila, became, prabhura, of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, aradhane, in the worship. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. You can see on the board, but can you hear at the back? Is it clear? Okay. Translation. In this way, all the opulences of Advaita Acharya, his faith, devotion, home, riches, and everything else were successfully utilized in the worship of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this is very relevant, especially to all of us actually, but especially grihastas, but also every devotee. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Advaita Acharya set an ideal example for all householder devotees in his reception of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his devotees, and in his execution of a daily festival at his home. If one has the proper means and wealth, he should occasionally invite the devotees of Lord Chaitanya who are engaged in preaching all over the world and hold a festival at home simply by distributing prasadam and talking about Krishna during the day and holding congregational chanting for at least 3 hours in the evening. This procedure must be adopted in all centers of the Krishna consciousness movement. Something we don't hear very often. Prabhupada's words. Thus they will daily perform Sankirtan Yajna. In the Srimad Bhagavatam 11.5.32, the daily performance of Sankirtan Yajna is recommended for this age. This verse is, of course, a very famous verse, and Srila Prabhupada quotes one or two lines here. Yajyai Sankirtanam Praya Yajantihi Sumedasaha. This is the yajna, the sacrifice. The worship for this age is Sankirtan. One should worship Lord Chaitanya and his four associates, the Panchatattva, by distributing prasadam and holding congregational chanting. Indeed, that yajna, or sacrifice, is most recommended in this age of Kali. In this age, other yajnas are not possible to perform. But this yajna can easily be performed everywhere and anywhere without difficulty. What a nice purport, huh? Amazing purport. Well, how is it related to today's event, today's festival? Well, the word festival was mentioned a few times in this purport. Hare Krishna. Jai. So we'll forgive you. We forgive the temple president. It's a miracle, amazing. He is, in my heart, an absolutely wonderful temple president who comes to the program, listens to the class.
I came late.
Most of us don't come at all. Oh, I don't say most, but many. You have multitude of services, and he comes for kirtans, Mangal Arti, leads kirtan, stays in the kirtan, loves the devotees, loves Prabhupada. What more do you want? You don't know how lucky you are to have such a temple president here in Vrindavan. Haribo! Jai! Don't worry, I'm not going to hit you up afterwards.
How much did you need?
How many more praises would you like? This is very humbling, you know. It actually is. It's very humbling when, for an actual Vaishnava, isn't it? When you think you're getting, boy, look at him. He's sat there like a big animal, receiving all these praises. As Bhakti Siddhanta Maharaj said. But it's very humbling. It's very humbling. We really pray that we not become overwhelmed with pride. So this wonderful verse is a festival. Daily festival. Advaita Acharya is showing us how a real festival can be held. And we're going to focus a little bit, if you allow us, and if Krishna allows, on this principle of festival. Mahoutsava. So we see in the course of our Gaudiya line, and in Srila Prabhupada's movement, in the very beginning of this movement, we well, not in the very beginning, but after a few years, when the calendar became available, I don't know if you had the same experience in Germany, but in England or in France, in England, where I was fortunate enough to come into the association of Srila Prabhupada's devotees, his mission, every time there was any little thing on the calendar, we would have a festival. We had no idea what it was, mostly. And still to this day, I don't know what some of them are. I read and see, and then I forget. But every single little thing, watering of Tulsi, or this beginning of this, I don't know, this period, this, well, it must be an important day, we better have a festival. The festival was very simple, kirtan and prasadam. Very simple. You didn't have to speak anything. If somebody knew something, just like when Prabhupada in the first year in New York, in the Janmashtami just read something. And Gaur Purnim, from what Prabhupada had given on the life and precepts, teachings and precepts of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They had nothing, they just read from that. And Kirtan all day long. Well, we'll hear a bit more of that later on. Well, we actually had a very interesting program on days like Gaur Purnim and Janmashtami. I don't know if others had that experience, but unless you were engaged in cooking or deity worship, every devotee was supposed to be in the temple room. Supposed to be. And pretty much that was how it was. We had 3 things going on simultaneous. There were no guests. Nowadays it's absolutely amazing. It's incredible. It's unbelievable almost. The number of people who are coming to these temples and these functions is unbelievable. Even if we look back to Vrindavan in the early 70s, or 75 onwards, here in the Krishna Balaram temple, not so many people were coming. What to speak of Mayapur, isn't it? It's just incredible how Prabhupada's movement is having such an effect on the world. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy, that he appears to evoke this Sankirtan movement and how it's going on. Whatever we may think, whatever all the challenges are, there may be some divisive issues, but the fact is, if we focus on the essence of this mission, which is to spread the Sankirtan, there are no problems. As Prahlad Maharaj was so in his unending, humorous way. What a humorous class he gave yesterday. It was incredible. Amazing. And, you know, how Krishna consciousness to us, it seems so difficult sometimes. And so complicated sometimes. He said, Prabhupada said, the devotee came, Srila Prabhupada, I'm a small devotee, but I'm having so many big difficulties. What is this difficulty? As Shruti Kirti Prabhu writes, his book, isn't it? What is the difficulty? What is the difficulty? It's simple. And Prabhupada said, what is the difficulty? What is the problem? It's very simple. You just follow the program, chant Hare Krishna, take prasadam, do your service. What's the difficulty? Sounds easy, huh? And in one sense, it is easy. And we didn't have, I don't think we did very many qualms or very many kind of complexities in the early years. We just did it. Simple. Keep fully engaged. I think the biggest problem is we don't keep fully engaged. Well, we're fully engaged, but not in the most beneficial way. And everyone here has obviously got a mobile phone. You may not have a Bhagavad Gita with you, but you've got a mobile phone. You may not even have your bead bag. I don't know. And the temptations are extraordinary. We need all the help we can get to focus on our real business. This movement is a festival. I'm going to, excuse me. You know, Gaur Purnim festival, yesterday, wonderful festival. Thank you very much, everyone. Wonderful kirtan. I didn't honor the prasadam last night, where, as always, we're lusting over everything. But we're looking forward to the feast today. Today's the feast day. Feast day. So this festival was started and continued in years, maybe some decades after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wound up his manifested pastimes. By the grace of Narottam Das Thakur, Janavama, and other eternal associates, they established this Gaur Purnima festival in Keturi, and most of you are familiar with this amazing event. And an essential feature of this, well, one is they established deity worship of Gaurnitai, Radha Krishna, and so on, Krishna. And another major feature was the wonderful reception of the Vaishnavas. A festival is never a festival unless we receive the devotees in loving way, treating them like our masters. So Narottam Das and his assistants excellently received all of the devotees, first-class accommodation. Janavama even cooked feasts for the devotees and served the feasts. This is the spirit which brings unity, the spirit which awakens faith and attraction towards our objective goals. And we see these manifestations. An essential feature of this, of course, was the kirtan of Narottam Das specifically. There are many essential features, but one which perhaps stands very central is the purpose of this festival, Gaur Purnim festival, and consequently Jagannatha Mishra festival the day after, is to bring unity amongst all kinds of devotees. And if we think there's diversity today, which there is and there always will be, there's diversity in the spiritual realm as well as this realm. There, of course, everything is, let's say, reconciled by only having one intention to please Krishna. We unfortunately have some other motives in our, let's say, diversity. It's often to please ourselves. So this festival was really geared, and still is geared, to this point of putting Krishna in the center, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the center. When Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, as you know from different biographies, the kirtan, when the lunar eclipse manifested, everybody, including the non-Vaishnavas, practically speaking, were chanting the names of God. Practically everyone. There was a unifying, you could say, sound vibration, which brought all auspiciousness to the world. This is Gaur Purnima festival. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission is to awaken within all of us this, say, absorption, this dedication, this faith and surrender in the holy names. This festival, and all festivals come to that, help to bring about unity. This is the words of who compiled Chaitanya Bhagavat? Vrindavan Das Thakur. To bring about unity amongst Vaishnavas. There was so much diversity. Even a few decades after Mahaprabhu, there was no social media, there was no communication as we have it now, or even transportation. So devotees were scattered all around. Just like Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur established over 500 namahatas, but there wasn't like the communication system wasn't as effective, you could say, as it could have been. It was what it was meant to be. Bhakti Siddhanta Maharaj, he had to, you could say, revitalize and bring this unity. He was very, very much into festivals and bringing unity. But unity is not based upon resolution. It's not based upon power. It's not based upon, a good idea. It's based upon our connection with Krishna. So let's see what happened during Srila Saraswati Thakur's time. Srila Saraswati Thakur wanted that each major Vaishnava festival be grandly observed in every branch of the Gaudiya Math archipelago, and by further introducing some extra celebrations and special events, he created a constant gala mood whereby math inmates and local grihasta disciples were busy either conducting a festival or preparing for the next one. I'm sure in your management you have quite a lot of experience of this too. Once the festival is over, you have to start preparing for the next one. Practically, isn't it? You have your festival committees, what have you. And it was like that, you know, for those who have heard the memories, I won't get into the fine details, but in the early 70s, we had the Sunday Love Feast, and you still may have it. It's perhaps not got the same ring to it as it did then. The prasadam on the Sunday Love Feast was irresistible. Even if you were really wanting to bloop, you would not bloop until Monday. You'd be too full to bloop on Sunday afternoon. You couldn't move. And by Monday you'd recover and leave, if you were going to leave. And then after a while you come back because you couldn't live without the Sunday feast. Something like that. It was a real festival. Every day is a festival. We take it for granted in this movement. Every single day is a festival. The word festival isn't, everyone knows if you speak English what it means. It has many meanings. Amongst them is a feast, a special event, a celebration. There are many kinds of festivals. Everyone likes festivals, don't they? Well, there are some festivals we may not like. But in general, festivals are everywhere in the world. Maybe anniversary, birthday festival, marriage festival, some social event, some historic event, the Independence Day, whatever it is, so many things. Yesterday we also had Holi. What a festival. What a festival. It's so wonderful that all over the world people are doing this now. ISKCON is introducing it in so many places. I don't know whether this would be, but whatever it is, that people are coming by the thousands for this festival. Tens of thousands of ordinary karmis are coming for this festival. In New Zealand, they have about 10,000 young people come for this festival. And they all get prasadam. The books are there. The kirtan's going on. And they're having, maybe they're not thinking of Krishna. They're having a materially good time. But they're getting a dose of Krishna consciousness. This is festival. Although most festivals simply consisted of kirtan, darshan, parayana, and Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj's parayana here means whatever you imbibe by the festival, you share that with others. Not just the feast, but everything about it, the katha. I mentioned earlier 3 things were going on in the temple when I joined on these festival days, especially the big ones. There would be constant kirtan all day long, non-stop, in the temple. There'd be constant japa in the temple, not the same person, other different devotees. Constant japa going on, and constant reading going on, from morning to night. Especially on Janmashtami, because we were fasting. We didn't know, at least I didn't know anything. And there wasn't an awful lot of, like now devotees are well read, they've heard so many stories, and how much realization I don't know. But total absorption in service, really absorbed. This is a festival. Then you can experience the real, let's say, presence of the Lord. The festivals are there to help us to feel the presence of the Lord, the presence of the pure devotees of the Lord. When we honor their festival, honor their appearance, we honor our birthday. It's become a common affair in our movement. Hare Krishna to you, blah, 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 and so on. Boop. Oh, don't blow. You have to, okay. And then somebody gives you something or another as a cake and something else. And when it's, Rupa Goswami's appearance day, you forget about it. Oh boy, yesterday was Rupa Goswami's appearance day. I missed it. Well, we're missing the golden opportunity. That's all. Today is Jagannatha Mishra's festival. And Lord Chaitanya appeared yesterday evening. So Today, on this day, Jagannath Mishra is now celebrating the appearance of his, well, what can we say? It's a festival for his eyes just to see the beauty of his child. Inconceivable beauty. This is a real festival, like you come before the deities. We don't have the vision, but still, there's something very attractive, very beautiful. It's like a festival. The flowers, the outfits, the beautiful smile, the decorations, the crowns, everything about the Lord is simply beautiful and sweet. So festivals are like that. They're meant to capture our attention fully and focus on the point. You get really special mercy from the acharyas, from the Lord himself, when we put our attention like that. Attention on the festival, like that. So all these things are going on to bring that attraction, to attract our attention. It's a festival. Jagannath Haribol Maharaj. Oh my goodness, Hare Krishna. Jai Advaita Maharaj ki Jai. Haribol. Such a wonderful opportunity. And so, naturally, you want to celebrate. Jagannath Mishra wanted to celebrate. Not only he, but everyone throughout the whole universe. The demigoddesses are coming. The demigods are coming in disguise. They're all bringing gifts for the newborn baby. Everyone's coming. No one knows where they're all coming from. And when Jagannath Mishra receives these gifts, he distributes it in charity. He gives it to others. This is the most significant feature of this festival. It's not just about waiting for the feast. What time is it, by the way? 3 o'clock? Don't be late. 3 o'clock, okay? You've got 6 hours after this class to queue up. Make sure you're the first one there. Sometimes it's like that, you know. But distributing everything. Look at the jewels that we received. The gifts, and look at the qualities there mentioned. Advaitacharya's opulences. It wasn't just money. His devotion, his faith, these are opulences. We have to share this with others. The gifts that Srila Prabhupada has given us. Unlimited. Festivals are an obvious one. Bring everybody in. Sunday feast. Everyone come all week. Please come for the Sunday feast. The temple will be packed with young people. And then the devotees are giving them their association, preaching, serving them prasadam. Stay, come stay. Many times they would stay straight after the Sunday feast. By that night, sometimes they were shaved up. Quite often that happened. It may not be so common these days, but the principle is the same. The more we share, the more this movement will spread. It's simple. You don't have to be a big philosopher. That's not required. You don't have to be a big this or a big kirtan leader. Whatever we got, just share it with others. This is a festival. This is Jagannath Mishra's festival. Sharing it with all the living entities all around. We see this in Govardhan Puja. All the festivals are like this. We're not just here to enjoy ourselves. That means we won't really enter into the festival. We won't cleanse our heart in the same way. If you immerse, or we immerse ourselves in this spirit, automatically the heart becomes cleansed. Automatically the attraction towards Krishna awakens, towards kirtan. Automatically. Kirtan. When Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, when he heard that tomorrow is Sanatan Goswami's Tirobhav, he said, tomorrow we will have a feast. But we have no money, we have no food. No, we will simply have kirtan, morning to night. That is our festival. That is our feast. It's a real feast, a real festival. That is also, here we're reading, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati wanted this in his Gaudiya Maths. Prabhupada wanted it also in our movement. Of course, we have multitude of services to do. But we should always remember, what is the point of all this service? What is the purpose of it all? Yes, to spread Krishna consciousness, to keep us engaged so we don't get in Maya. Okay, nice. But it has other aspects. To awaken the attraction towards Krishna. Krishna has appeared. We heard about the importance of remembering Krishna. But on the absolute platform, it's kirtan which is absolute. There's no need to remember Krishna on the absolute platform. You never forgot him in the first place. Remembrance entails there's a forgetfulness. There is no forgetfulness. But the kirtan goes on eternally on every platform. Every platform. Kirtan is our life and soul. We should never forget that. The chanting of the holy name is the only Yuga Dharma. Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj said it is the only infallible means of success. It is the emperor of all sadhana. Only kirtan. If other sadhanas do not help us to develop an attraction for kirtan, they are impediments on the path of devotion. Kirtan is the feature, and specifically, it can also, of course, it includes very much Harikatha, but specifically the congregational chanting of the holy name is the Yuga Dharma. So I'm going to read on. Although most we got to Parayana, this giving, Harikatha, on certain days, not every time by the way, on certain days distribution of Mahaprasad. There was even a little bit of Mahaprasad. You don't have to go into details there, but an actual devotee is like absolutely overwhelmed by the opportunity to get a little bit of Mahaprasadam. They were widely publicized. Widely publicized. They attracted huge crowds. We often hear about his diorama exhibits. I was stunned when I read that in Mayapur, the 1 square mile they put aside, 1 mile in each direction for the diorama exhibit. They had boxing events going on, wrestling, all kinds of events were going on there. It wasn't just Harikatha. Why? It attracted up to 1 million people to the diorama. And everybody got the opportunity to associate and to hear Krishna Katha. This is a festival. We conduct festivals in the mat to give all people an opportunity to associate with devotees. It's an important point, isn't it? Sometimes we all disappear until the feast. Sunday feast, there's nobody there. And then feast time, even that we may not turn up these days. Why? Because it destroys their attachment for household life. Displays compassion for all living entities. Develop a taste for chanting the holy name. And serve Hari, Guru, Vaishnavas. Is our real business. Compassion to all living entities. As we have been given this compassion by Srila Prabhupada and devotees, we should share that with others. Otherwise, pride and envy will become very, very much our companions. The main purpose for the mats holding festivals, reciting Srimad Bhagavatam and discussing Harikatha, is to wake the soul's constitutional propensity to serve Krishna. That's what these festivals are for. Gaudiya Math festivals and celebrations are meant to effect good fortune toward persons busy in activities other than Krishna Bhakti, who are attracted to pomp and grandeur, by giving them the chance to hear discussion of the truth. Unless required to perform essential services in various mats, all initiated devotees throughout the country were expected to come for the approximately 2-week celebration centered in Mayapur, the largest yearly gathering of the Gaudiya Math. Beginning with Navadvip Dham Parikrama, it continued with a combined convocation of the Navadvip Dham Pacharini Sabha and the Vishva Vaishnava Raja Sabha, and concluded with observance of Gaura Jayanti. Constant hearing and chanting going on. Apart from observing standard Vaishnava Mahoutsavas such as Gaura Jayanti and Janmashtami, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati introduced festivals for commemorating both the Avirbhav and Tirobhav of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur and the Tirobhavs of the recent Acharyas Srila Jagannath Das Babaji and Gaurkishore Das Babaji, and of his own disciple Jagabandhu Bhakti Rasgana Prabhu, Jnana Prabhu. He was the one who paid for the Bagbazar temple and oversaw the building. He actually left his body on the day of the inauguration of the temple. He also instituted commemorative functions on the anniversary of each individual math's inauguration. Especially impressive were the month-long annual celebration at Sri Gaudiya Math in Calcutta and similar extended festivals in Dhaka and Puri. Another innovation in 1926 was the holding of a Nam Yajna, non-stop kirtan for 3 days in Mayapur, beginning on Nityananda Prabhu's Avirbhava Titi. Yes, so normally in traditional society, just like Jagannath Mishra, he was giving gifts to people, cloth, whatever, prasadam, so many things, etc., etc. But Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj said the real thing is spreading the message, distributing the message of Krishna consciousness widely. That's the real, let's say, parayana, the real gift, the dakshina, is to give what we receive to others. I'm just going to read a few things, our time is running, from Srila Prabhupada. In some of his early letters. This is to Jamuna Devi in 1970, Prabhupada writes, I am so glad to learn that you are regularly observing the listed holidays in our Chaitanya Almanac. The roaring kirtan, offering feast to the deities with special preparations, is our simple mode of celebration. And there is no other special program. This is standard, and that is our festival. Very simple. This is early days. Prabhupada said, if I had the means, I could hold a major festival like this every day. Every single moment is a festival in Krishna consciousness. Who else? Dancing, chanting, feasting, having a darshan of the deities, hearing amazing philosophy, being with amazing devotees. You don't have to work in the factory. Maybe some of you do, I don't know. But what a life. I mean, who eats like devotees eat? I don't even think the President of America eats like devotees eat. Feast days. Incredible. Every day, Mahaprasadam. Gosh, the demigods are like crying to get a speck of Mahaprasadam. Kirtan. They come. Prabhupada said, Narada Muni comes sometimes just to take part in the kirtan. We don't see him. He's sitting there in the Soho Street Temple sometimes. There's a Vyasasan for him there. Prabhupada said we should put it there. Every day a festival. When people have festivals, they sing, they dance, they feast, isn't it? They get drunk. Devotees also get drunk, intoxicated. Well, not just on the prasadam, but who dances like devotees? Isn't it? They have to get drunk usually get dance, or they're so lusty on the opposite sex they dance, but usually they don't, some people, crazy people maybe. But people in general, they don't sing and dance, nothing like devotees, do they? Yeah, devotees are all singing and dancing. Singing in the rain. Always singing and dancing. It's incredible. You don't realize how... And it's such a simple process. Chanting, dancing, feasting. Of course, the philosophy is essential. Otherwise, prakriti, sahaja tendencies may come in. But the essential activities are dancing, chanting, and feasting. What's it all for? That's really what it's for. That's going on. There's no philosophizing in Goloka Vrindavan. They're not sitting around philosophizing. They're living the truth. Simply dancing, chanting, playing with Krishna, feasting. Every moment. And Prabhupada said this, every moment in our movement is a festival. Let's get in the spirit. Observe many festivals. That will keep both public and devotees alive. Sometimes we get a bit down and out, a bit morose. Sometimes. Temple means festivals, and festivals means chanting and distribution of prasadam. That was to Tamal Krishna Maharaj in 1973. Same message, basically. Keep us alive. But of course, like anything, you have to plug in. If you don't put the plug in the socket, you won't feel alive. You put it in, you'll feel alive. Best way to maintain enthusiasm, Prabhupada writes here to Svati, 72, is by regular chanting with the devotees together in the temple and by having festivals. Yeah? Not so complicated. You go to 1,000,001 courses spending $1,000,001 and you're still not happy. Simply, regular chanting with the devotees together in the temple by having festivals. So you should immediately have one festival, then everyone will be busily engaged. There are so many festivals that I can give you one for every day. And we do have a festival every day. Mangalarti, Guru Puja, Tulsi Puja, maybe Japa's not quite such a festival in some of our minds. Chance to get ready for the next one. Bit of rest in between now. Krishna Katha, and then breakfast, which we may have been we're probably meditating on it right this minute. Breakfast will be served in 5 or 10 minutes, believe it or not, I hope. And like that, we have a festival. Then we're going out on the Sankirtan, on the street. Who goes on the street dancing and chanting all day long? We don't, but we should do. We used to. We have many things to do. That's a fact, especially if one is elderly. Physically speaking, it's not practical. You have so much management and responsibilities for devotees and so on. As much as possible, this is the mission, to go out and share Krishna consciousness with others. If you know no philosophy, just go out and dance and chant and give out prasadam. That's a festival. Thousands of people take part when we go on the street, isn't it? I don't know, we're all from different parts of the world, but if you go on Oxford Street, here's our Swayam Bhagavan Keshwar Maharaj, when he goes on Oxford Street on Harinam, he goes on Sankirtan, by the way, every time he gets the chance. He comes to France, but not by chance, he comes to France, the land of romance, and in France, the land of romance, he goes into trance and then he does dance and he dances like anything. And he leads kirtan and he distributes books. Here's one example, a wonderful example. I hope you can keep that up, Maharaj, and they don't bog you down with all the other necessary things that we have to do. This is, inspires the devotees so much. It's incredible. They start to feel happy again. They start to feel, it's not so bad after all. It's pretty good, actually. You're smiling and laughing and dancing and People are joining in, they're coming up. You're giving out prasadam, they're taking books. And in France, so many wonderful reciprocations take place. We have some of our French Sankirtan devotees here. They can, if you want to join our French Sankirtan party, there's a tall boy. Stand up. He's embarrassed. He's looking behind.
Tell him in French.
Huh?
Tell him in French.
Pardon?
Tell him in French to stand up.
Oh, he speaks English. He's fully English. Come on. He is book distributor. Wonderful experience. Wonderful experience. Sharing this message. Sharing Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance. He has appeared in this Sankirtan movement. He's appeared in this ISKCON movement. We just have to share his appearance with others. And with the help of Lord Nityananda, every one of us will have the empowerment to do just that. You don't have to be any great person. Just do it. Just do it. I'll have to wind up one or two more little things from Prabhupada. My dear Uddhava, one can give up false pride and prestige by engaging in the following devotional activities. And you'll have to read this yourself. It's a very long series of verses. It's the 11th canto. I haven't got the chapter here. I can't remember. Anyway, it's in the 11th canto. And I'm not going to read it all. I'll just go to two of the points. One should always discuss my birth and activities and enjoy life by participating in festivals such as Janmashtami, which glorifies my pastimes. Prabhupada uses the word, no, it's not Prabhupada, it's the commentary of Prabhupada's disciples, but the word is used here, enjoy life. Sounds a bit, perhaps a little, not enjoy life. Yes, devotees, they enjoy kirtan. Are we supposed to be miserable? Are we supposed to deny it? Imagine you walk along the street. If you go along the street in London, approximately 1 million people a day are on the street in Oxford Street. Approximately. You go out for 2 hours, that means at least 100,000 people will have seen the kirtan party, at least, if not more. Every one of them has taken part in the Sankirtan movement. And that's just the beginning for them. They'll take part again. In my temple, one should also participate in festivals and ceremonies. This is Krishna speaking to Uddhava. Festivals and ceremonies by singing, dancing, playing musical instruments, and discussing me with other Vaishnavas. One should observe all the regularly celebrated annual festivals by attending ceremonies, pilgrimages, and making offerings. So simple. Krishna's made it so simple for us. We just have to get in there. Open the top of the honey bottle, and naturally you're going to taste the sweetness. And I'll just finish off with the permission, and maybe with or without, I'm not sure, but definitely not without. It won't take more than 5 minutes. Prabhupada told us how to observe this festival today. It's okay. I asked you first about the feast, just to make sure I won't embarrass you. The picture of Lord Chaitanya with his party should be nicely decorated with flowers and garlands. This is how we observe Gaur Purnima. And Sankirtan should be performed regularly from morning to evening. Just after seeing the full moon in the sky, the day's fast should be broken. At this time, we had no deities in ISKCON. This is 67, practically. Even Jagannatha wasn't there and nothing. It was just, preaching centers. So this is changed. Obviously, we have Abhishek and so many things. I mean, the devotees should observe fasting the whole day. In the evening, the devotees should take food as in Ekadashi days. Still going on, unfortunately. The next day, you can celebrate feasting on account of Lord Chaitanya's appearance and read about his life as given shortly in my Srimad Bhagavatam. In the introduction section, Prabhupada gives an outline of Lord Chaitanya's life. And you can also read from the teachings of Lord Chaitanya, part of which is going to be published in the present issue of Back to Godhead. So this is in 67, and it's very important, and this is another aspect of festivals. We can only really understand or appreciate festivals if we understand the position of Lord Chaitanya. The whole world doesn't know anything about Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and this is our good fortune to have this opportunity. It's amazing how Prabhupada brought out teachings of Lord Chaitanya. It's quite philosophical. And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj said, unless we go through the teachings of Lord Chaitanya to Rupa and Sanatana Goswamis, we will not be able to understand practically anything about Krishna Lila. It's very, very important to understand this basic, Sambandha Gyan of the teachings of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In order to understand. No one else is giving what Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving. Nobody. He's giving the highest love of God, Krishna Prema, available to all. I mean, that's quite incredible. But aside from that, he's giving the process, the Yuga Dharma. No one else is really doing that. The pure Yuga Dharma, Anyabilasyatashanam. So we have to take that seriously. The procedure is that you should fast from morning to evening. It's the same. Again, several times Prabhupada said this. And then prasadam should be accepted, like on the Kadashi. On the next day, full love feasting may be provided to as many devotees as you can. That was to Janardhan Prabhu. He's not here. He was sitting back there. He's gone. He's gone. No, not our Janardhan. An original Janardhan in Montreal there. 1968. At the meeting, everyone should try to speak something. Everyone should try to speak something on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's life, teaching, and philosophy. You can take quotations from the above-mentioned books and have discussion. Fasting should be kindled. Prabhupada describes the same thing. Sunday feasting would be best for today, that is, like on Sunday feast. So you may do that if you like, or you may do both days as you feel best. Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Jagannatha Mishra Mahamahoutsava ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Gaur Purnima ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. So you might be able to take it home with you. That maybe, don't upset the management, whatever you do, but you can discuss it. Maybe we can take a little bit more advantage of these wonderful festival days, these feast days. Realize that our unity and our movement is coming together for Kirtan and Harikatha and Prasadam. Of course, that's not always as prominent sometimes as others, with different diets and ages taken into account. But as much as possible, come together. Let us put Krishna in the center in his Yuga Dharma form as Harinam. Sankirtan, Krishna has appeared in this age as the holy name, Yuga Dharma, Sankirtan. Put him in the center of our lives. Try to bring others into that, and gradually the center there, everything will, like sometimes there's some storm or something, the eye of the storm, everything's sort of sucked into the center. So we put the center clearly on Krishna. This festival is for the pleasure of Krishna. It's for his pleasure that will automatically have the effect of drawing our consciousness towards Krishna and others also. And everyone will feel happier and happier the more we put Krishna in the center of our lives. There will be no problems. Krishna Surasam, Mayahaya, Andhakara. All that darkness, all the problems just boom, fade away. Obstacles are things which we perceive when we lose sight of the goal. If we keep our eye on the goal, the obstacles, it's just like the sun, when the sun is rising over the horizon, over the ocean. Sometimes there are many dangerous rocks in the ocean off the shore. But if we keep our eyes on the sun, we won't see those rocks. They will have no effect. Keep our attention on pleasing Krishna. This is the Sankirtan movement. As Lord Chaitanya magnetically attracted everyone to chant the holy name when he appeared, similarly, if we also bear this in mind, put Lord Chaitanya's mission in the center of our lives, Srila Prabhupada's mission, it will automatically, everyone will become attracted in course of time. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Premanandi. Haribo. Hare Krishna. Anyone, so we're rushing off for prasadam, but if anyone wants to ask a question, you're welcome. I think prasadam is more important. Whew, thank God that's over. Whew, now we can get back to bhakti. Back to bhakti.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Where's that coming from?
From
Somebody
here.
said Hare Krishna. That's a good
From
comment.
here, from
I like
here.
that comment. Where? There? Where?
Over here, Maharaj.
A long distance comment or question. There he is.
That's the
All the way from Montreal.
That is the essence. Hare Krishna.
Thank you for your comment, Maharaj. I don't know what to say to that one. Now he's going to chant. Okay. Now Janardhan Maharaj never stops. This is the beauty of Vrindavan. I mean, Mayapur is the heart of our Sankirtan movement. You could say, okay, came from there. But I see here in Vrindavan that the leaders of this temple are so absorbed in Harinam Sankirtan. That's your protector, your success, your attractor, your pleaser, and your ticket back to Godhead. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Harinam Sankirtan ki jai.
Kirtan forever ki jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare